all right, West High. If you are out in the hallways, get into your classrooms right now. We're about to embark on episode number 3 of GGTV, coming to you completely live today. Now, we're going to start this show fast, and we're going to finish strong, just like our Baylor Bears last night. What do you have to say? Sick 'em, Baylor! Now, in all honesty, I'm not the biggest Baylor fan except in the fall. Coach Meade, do you realize we have a deep, dark, and important connection to Baylor right now?
I do.
Do you? One of West High's prestige alums is currently the starting middle linebacker for the Baylor Bears. Dylan Doyle, cheering for the Bears last night, dominated the Zags. Proud to see that happen. Those of you that are basketball fans, sports fans, you probably caught it, no doubt. What an exciting game. Start fast. That's how the Bears started. That's how you're going to start the third try, West High. So again, welcome to GGTV, the show that's brought to you by the Green and Gold Academy here at West High. This is our third airing of the show. It is completely live, so you realize and recognize that what you see is literally happening right now. Point being, mistakes are about to be made. So it's a lot of fun, though. We have a great show in store for you today, a 2-part show. I'm going to bring up some Academy members, some students from West High, but I do want to give you your bi-weekly announcements as far as the school is concerned. Remember, Trojans, this is the third try, the home stretch. If you are a senior, this is it. You need to make sure you are getting everything done. We are still early in the try, but the days are ticking by. Get to your classes, get your work done, have a dominating third trimester academically. It all starts with attendance, being in your class, butts in the seats, on time, ready to roll. A few reminders that I'll pass on and really point out to you, especially for Mr. Gross's Monday message. Number 1, I don't know if most of you or all of you are aware of this. We have a brand new, beautiful parking lot behind the school to the south. It's the student parking lot. Did you know that, Mr. Meade? That's where students park. But in a weird way, we're noticing students parking in the west side of the building. That's not where you park. Put your cars in the back lot. It's freshly paved, brand new. It's so smooth. You could eat dinner on that thing. So park in the back lot. Secondly, the elevators in this school are not for student use. Unless you have a legitimate reason, use the stairs. It's good for your heart. And I'll always give you the basic reminders. Get your sleep, eat your breakfast, use the stairs, do good things, Trojans. That's rules number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and for the rest of your life. And I'll also say this, bathroom time. If you ask your teacher to use the restroom, use the restroom closest to your class. Hustle there, hustle back. If you are gone for an extended amount of time using the restroom, then we have concerns and maybe you need to go see the nurse. So let's make more efficient time of restroom use. Be where you're supposed to be. And also, remember, you are not to leave the school. If you leave the school, you have to stay out. These are COVID protocols. Be smart, be safe. Those are my general reminders. I'll say it at the beginning and I'll say it at the end. Do good things, Trojans. You're special to all of us. Last thing before we move on to the show here, it is Assistant Principal Week. And we do want to give a shout out to the great assistant principals we have in the building. Miss Head, Mo Head, Miss Jenny Eustace, and Miss Abraham, Molly Abraham, for all your diligent hard work behind the scenes in a lot of ways, but also out in front. Thank you for your work. We appreciate everything you do. So let's get rolling here. I'm going to bring up our first guest today from the Green and Gold Academy. Coach Meade, our big-time producer, is going to switch on, switch off as we make the transition. And let's get this party started. Come on up, guys. All right. Today, on set, we have a 2-part program. I am joined by a repeat offender, the man who made the first appearance on GGTV. You all affectionately know him as Mo Money Abukasawi. Mo, what's up?
I'm doing well today.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, I like that. And somebody you might know to my right, the lovely Aisha Abukasawi. Aisha, how are you?
Really good.
Good. Now, Aisha asked me to not give her a nickname, so I will not do that, AB. Don't worry about that, A. Bizzle. You'll be fine. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, swell. Perfect. All right, today, we're going to talk to a couple of Academy members. As teachers, we see you walking down the hall, West High. We see you on your Zoom panels and whatnot with headphones in. We know you're listening to music or you're listening to something. And so as a teacher myself, and I know a lot of my colleagues out there would always often ask ourselves, what are you listening to? So today we're going to talk a little bit of music with some Academy members, with Mo, with Aisha. I want to know what they listen to in their headphones, but a few questions leading up to this. Music is the heartbeat of life. Music affects us all. We all have that band. We all have that group. For me, Red Hot Chili Peppers, circa 1990s, back in the day. And you throw in a little Tupac, oh man, gets my heart pumping. So Mo, Aisha, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna start with Aisha and we'll work back and forth.
Okay.
What's music mean to you?
Music is like an escape. I don't know. I really like music. I feel like no matter what I'm dealing with, like if I listen to music, I'll just feel fine. I'll get over it.
Okay, Mo, music to you?
Music is a change. It's like, it really does, I think it teaches you more than you can realize if you listen to the right music.
All right, very good. Now, when do you guys listen to music? Is there a specific time of day? Is it all day? Is it, during your English classes when I teach, or what? When do you listen to music?
I'm usually always listening to music. I really like my music.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Listen to music usually close to nighttime.
Sweet, I like that. Now, you two, siblings, obviously. Anybody blare their music louder in the house than the other?
Me.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does she get away with it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you let that happen?
Well, I can't really do anything about it.
Aisha runs the house, everybody. That's all we wanted to know. All right, Aisha, I asked you to pick out one of your favorite artists. Aisha told me about one of her artists. She's going to talk about the artist a little bit. Coach Mead, our fabulous producer, found a short clip of one of the songs. We'll play that for you, let you know what Aisha is listening to in her earbuds. Who'd you pick, Aisha, and why do you listen to him?
Alyssa Cara.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really like her music because I feel like everyone can relate to it. I feel like in general, it's just really good music. It's like it has a meaning behind it. It's not like something that like some rappers write about. It's actually something people can relate to.
Very
and
good.
A lot of people listen to.
And the song that you choose? Song of your choice?
Here.
Here? All right, Coach Mead, do you have that? A little sample of what Aisha listens to on a regular basis.
Now you've got the lesson learned.
I'm sorry if I seem uninterested or I'm not listening or I'm indifferent. Truly, I ain't got no business here, but since my friends are here, I just came to kick it. But really, I would rather be at home all by myself, not in this room with people who don't even care about my well-being. I don't dance, don't ask, I don't need a book.
We want to dance, and we all know
No.
when I start to dance. Very good choice. I appreciate that. All right. I like that. That's good stuff. I need to get my daughters to listen to that. That helped me out more than Baby Shark. All right. Money. How about you? Who's your band? Who's your go-to?
My band is Imagine Dragons. Very, very fun band if you listen to it. They talk about a lot of different stuff in life. They usually talk about how to get through things, how to get through difficult problems, how everyone feels, how everyday feelings, and it's usually smooth music. More, it's not really rap, nothing like that.
Just kind of chill, pump you up if you need it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got a song?
Stuck.
Stuck. All right. Let's hear a little bit of Stuck as we get rolling here. Very good, you two. Very, very impressive. If I were to walk behind you in the hallway, seeing you guys with earbuds on, headphones on, now it's good to know what you might be jamming out to. All right, I'm going to keep these two up here for just a second. Trojans, we're going to try something unprecedented today. You need to have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. Put that on your desk right now. Teachers in the building, please help your students to do this. We're going to have an unprecedented contest for some green and gold swag. I have no idea if this is going to work. We're going to fall on our faces if it doesn't. If it does, fantastic. While you're getting a pen or pencil out, it's those things you actually write with, not a phone. You're not going to text these messages or IM these messages. You're going to write. I am going to ask you, the student body of West High, 5 questions about music. Aisha and Mo are going to offer their input, but they may or may not be right. They may or may not be wrong. They don't know the questions. They don't know the answers. They're going to shout their answers out. If you know the answers to this, write them down on this piece of paper. When the 5 questions are up, you are going to have 30 seconds to turn this paper in to your homeroom teacher. At the end of the 30 seconds, if your paper is not submitted to your teacher, you do not qualify for the prize. You submit the paper, I read the answers, we'll check these. If you get a 5 out of 5 on this review, let your teacher know, and you can stop by my classroom in West High and pick up your very own Green and Gold Academy shirt. Teachers, I know I'm putting this on you. Apologize. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, oh well, we'll shoot from the hip. All right, 5 questions. They're going to come fast. No phones, no devices, only the knowledge in your brain. Are you two ready?
Maybe.
Question number 1. Before Miley Cyrus recorded Wrecking Ball, the song was actually offered to which singer?
Oh, no.
Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Rihanna, or Fergie?
Taylor Swift.
Fergie.
Taylor Swift, Fergie. That'll help you, West High. Put your answer down. One more time, the options. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Rihanna, Fergie. Question 2. In what state, already referenced him, was Tupac Shakur born? California, New York, Nevada, or Florida?
Nevada.
New York.
California, Nevada, New York, or Florida. Question 3. What is Post Malone's favorite restaurant? Chipotle, Olive Garden, McDonald's, or Texas Roadhouse?
I say Chipotle.
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse?
Chipotle.
Chipotle? Post Malone's favorite restaurant. Question number 4. In 2017, which female artist had the most streams on Spotify in 2017? Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Rihanna, or Fergie?
I say Rihanna. Gotta be fast enough.
We don't have that time for that one, Mo. Moving on, number 5, last question. Where is Kanye West from? Chicago, Miami, New York, or L.A.?
New York.
I'm gonna go Chicago.
New York again.
Chicago, New York. Teachers, those are the 5. If any student can get them turned into you in the next 25 to 30 seconds, hold on to them. We'll be right back live and correct those reviews. Ready, set, go! All right, we're back live. Teachers, if you don't have those answers in your hand or on your desk, students are disqualified. In 3, 2, 1, go. Now, here are the answer key. Here's the answer key. Teachers, if you want to jot this down, let me know, or please do so, and we'll get our green and gold t-shirts out. Question number 1, Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball was actually written for Beyonce. Number 2, Tupac Shakur was born in the state of New York, but he talks about LA and California. Number 3, Post Malone's favorite restaurant? Olive Garden. Number 4, in 2017, the most female artist with streams on Spotify? Rihanna. And number 5, where is Kanye West from? Chicago, Illinois, baby. Chicago, Illinois. All right. If you got a 5 out of 5 on those reviews or those questions, submit your name to your teacher, let them know, let me know, and you can stop by my classroom, room 122, to get your Green and Gold Academy shirt. All right, part 2, you'll notice some new members up here in front of us, some new students. we're going to shift our attention to a bit of fun to something very serious. The Green and Gold Academy in West High is a school and a program of diversity. The diversity in West, the Green and Gold Academy, and in this town of Iowa City, but West High in particular, is an absolute strength. To my right and left are two young men that are part of a new club here at West High that are going to share a very important message. So, gentlemen, welcome. Please tell us your names, tell us your grades, and then tell us, and then I'll have both of you kind of explain the club, and we'll go from there. So, Ian, we'll start with you.
Hi, my name is Ian Shim. I'm a junior.
At West High.
At West High.
Yeah, baby.
Hi, I'm Carlo Tran, and I'm a sophomore at West High.
All right, thanks for being on with us, guys. Now, I was alerted to something that these two men are part of, a new group here at West High just this week, a club. I have trouble pronouncing the name, so Ian, if you wouldn't mind just kind of explaining your club,
Okay.
some of the history of it, and what it's about.
Hi guys, my name is Ian Shim. I'm the co-founder, vice president of the Korean Culture Club, Tongari. And unfortunately, our president, Nick Sung, couldn't make it due to quarantining. And so what me and Nick thought was that Korean culture was becoming very popular. So we considered it as an opportunity to spread our culture. So we made this club that teaches about Korean culture. In Dongari, we have weekly words of the week and talk about the Korean culture, history, and music. And now one of our members, Carl Tran, will talk about his experience as a member.
Yeah, well, every Tuesday we hop into Zoom for about 30 minutes, and we just learn about culture and some Korean words, and it's pretty fun.
Good, and you guys meet weekly here at West High. Now, what attracted me to this club was a message that you guys are trying to spread. And we're all aware of some of the harsh and horrible things that have gone on as a society over the last year, but long before that, the treatment of people. And we're going to come back with Ian and Carlo in a minute. They're going to finish up their story on the club. But the message they put together is a powerful one about treating people with respect, treating people well, and doing the right thing. And as Trojans, that's task number one. Coach Mead, if you would, please.
Hi, West. I'm Sumin Ko, and I'm here with Jimin Seo.
Hi.
And we are the founding members of West's Korean Culture Club, Tongari, which, if you were curious, translates to club in Korean. And as members of this club and also part of the AAPI, or Asian American and Pacific Islander community, we believed it was necessary to take this time on opportunity to address the recent culmination of hate and also dive deeper into the history of racism towards Asian Americans in the U.S. So, Jimin, what exactly has the Asian American community faced in the U.S. before the society today?
Well, unfortunately, the prolonged history of anti-Asian racism in the U.S. isn't taught accurately or frequently in classrooms as it should be. But basically, the idea of yellow peril came from the fear of Asian immigrants dominating the U.S. industry and was mainly triggered when Asians began their mass immigration to the States in search of industrial jobs during the mid-1800s due to the Industrial Revolution and the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad. Asian immigrants had a high rate of employment in these jobs as they required less pay, which resulted in anti-Asian sentiment due to white workers viewing Asians as a threat to their job security. So on the left, you can see an actual soap advertisement from the 1880s titled The Chinese Must Go that has Uncle Sam kicking out an extremely racist depiction of a Chinese man. The small text on the right also says don't use this or the soap that's being advertised if you want to be dirty.
So following this, People v. Hall was really a landmark court case regarding the little to no rights that Asian Americans had and how inhumanely Asian Americans were viewed in history. So People v. Hall was between the people of the state of California and George Hall, a white man. And this addressed the murder of Chinese immigrant Ling Sing, who was shot and killed by Hall. And this court case denied testimonies of 3 Chinese American witnesses and ruled that Asians were not allowed to testify against a white person in court because they were viewed as inferior beings. This made it possible for murderers such as Hall to escape punishment from otherwise unexcusable crimes. Shortly after the Chinese massacre of 1871 occurred, after a white man was killed between a rivalry between 2 Chinese communities. Furious, rioters violently lynched and killed around 17 Chinese men and boys, which at the time was around 10% of the city's Chinese population.
The first major Asian discriminatory law of the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 was passed by the U.S. Congress and banned Chinese immigration for 10 years, banned U.S. citizenship for Chinese Americans, and also required excess paperwork and certification before Chinese Americans could enter the country again. This law was finally repealed in 1943.
So following this, there was also the Rock Springs Massacre of 1885, where over 40 Chinese miners were murdered and injured, the prison-like Japanese internment camps during World War II. So quite unfortunately, the list of anti-Asian racism and violence goes on.
Many Asian Americans today, including myself and Su-min, have grown up with numerous microaggressions and acts of casual racism that are constantly reinforced in our society. Common instances of pulling eyes back into slits and verbally mocking Asian languages are extremely normalized and are often dismissed as comedy. These actions only continuously spread unjust and unfair stereotypes, which further the xenophobia and discrimination that Asian Americans are forced to face. So really, Asians were scapegoats and falsely blamed in the past, and with the combination of normalized racism and the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic, violent hate crimes and inaccurate association of the virus against Asian Americans have increased significantly.
Anti-Asian hate crimes increased by nearly 150% in 2020, especially in large cities, and although recently media platforms have increased reporting on anti-Asian violence following the Atlanta shooting, this media coverage is still incredibly late and has deprived society of awareness towards Asian injustices and racial injustices towards AAPI in the past. So here's how we can be part of the solution. One is to be especially conscious about your actions towards AAPI and what stereotypes you might have towards people of Asian descent. Another is to have meaningful conversations with family and friends about racial generalizations. Third is to be an ally, and the first step of listening to voices of AAPI peers has already been completed, so great job. But please continue to raise awareness towards anti-Asian sentiment. Fourth is to support local Asian markets, businesses, and restaurants, and although we couldn't list all of those places in here, there are a lot of easily accessible resources for this online. Also, to further support for the AAPI community and also to raise awareness, our club is taking extra steps in announcing a very special project partnered with the King Sejong Institute, which is an educational institute founded by the South Korean government. So Nick and Ian will explain that further after this video. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. Bye!
Okay.
All right. Trojans, we're about out of time. See Nick, see Ian, see Carlo for the Korean Club. We'll get that message out. Do good things, West High. We'll see you next time. GGTV. Oh, that's right. My bad. My clock was...